Welcome, everybody, to Lyndhurst Community News. Today is April 24th, Wednesday. This is episode 53. I'm Brian Haggerty, and I'd like to welcome you all. And don't forget, send us your news, whether it's your club, your church, your organization, your school, sports team, whatever's going on, birthdays and anniversaries of note, let us know, or any kind of news that you think, or announcements, whatever the case may be. Send them in to lyndhurstcommunitynews@gmail.com. In fact, you'll find that in the description box below the video, as with any kind of contact numbers or information or emails that I may mention during the course of any broadcast. Okay, and thank you to those of you who do send me in your news. It makes it very easy for me. I appreciate that, and we all like to hear what's going on around our town. Now, last week I did say that this week I would possibly have the interview with former Mayor Louis Stellato, who's also now the current chairman of the Lyndhurst Redevelopment Committee. And I have spoken with him, and we decided that since the topic is so extensive, that rather than doing a brief little insert that I would have here on this episode, that instead we would make it a special episode, an extended episode, therefore he can really get down into the nitty-gritty and discuss the ideas that he's been hearing, because he has been meeting around town. They've been meeting with many different organizations and groups. And if you have an organization or a group that has not heard from them yet, reach out to them. Reach out through the mayor's office, I would imagine, and they'll want to hear from you. Because remember, this is more than just Lincoln School. This is really the whole surrounding area and Stuyvesant Avenue. And as I said, I mentioned last week, I believe, that the building across from Lincoln School, where the pizza parlor is located, the old People's Pharmacy building, was newly purchased by the owner of the pizza parlor, and he has submitted some beautiful plans to the township for the improvements he wants to make to that building. And that's going to be just a major improvement, even in terms of how just aesthetically alone. So there's so much to discuss, and we're going to have that as a special episode. Most likely will be out either Friday or Saturday. And those of you who are subscribed, you'll get the notification when I upload that. All right, so not too much news this week, but let's start off with sports. Let's see what the Golden Bears have been up to. So the boys' baseball team beat Harrison 15-2. And they also beat the North Arlington Vikings 17-7. And in that game, they hit 4 home runs. So that was allowed them to pull away from our friendly neighbor rival, North Arlington, there. And finally, the Bears beat Ridgefield 15-4. Very good going there. Boys volleyball. They defeated St. Mary's in 2 games. Game number 1 was 25-13. And game number 2 was 25-20. And finally, with lacrosse, the lacrosse team came back from behind to win 8-7 over Pompton Lakes. Now, this is going to make them now 3-3 this season so far. So they're doing well, and I like to congratulate, as always, all of the athletes and their coaches for always making Lyndhurst proud. All right, and here's some news sent in by Annette Bortone, president of the Women's Club of Lyndhurst. And they are proud to announce that the Women's Club was presented with 6 awards. Best all-around work in child advocacy awareness, domestic violence prevention awareness, membership, legislation, arts and culture, and women's history. Congratulations to the Women's Club. Now, the awards were presented at the Palisades District Spring Conference that was held at the Fiesta Restaurant. Annette Bortone was honored with a certificate for 50 years as a member of the General Federation of Women's Clubs. So congratulations to all the other clubs who also received awards and recognition. And on Saturday, May 18th at 5 p.m., the United Presbyterian Church of Lyndhurst, which is located at 511 Ridge Road, is hosting a fun meatballs and magic dinner. And everybody's welcome to join. Magicians from the International Brotherhood of Magicians will be performing. The dinner will be spaghetti and meatballs with salad and dessert included. Now, you have to make reservations, and the tickets are $25 each, but children under 7 are free. Tickets are limited in number, so make sure you reserve your ticket early by calling Betty Jane at 201-665-1052 between the hours of 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Now, they're not going to be selling tickets at the door. So, for more information, call the church office at 201-939-7920 or look them up under United Presbyterian Church on Facebook. Now, you know that the Lyndhurst Police Department does have its own canine now. Yes, Brody is his name, as I mentioned there, probably a couple of months ago. Now, this past week, officers were able to accompany Canine Brody on his first visit to one of the elementary schools, and that visit was to Franklin School. Mrs. Rossi's kindergarten class selected them as a special guest reader, and the book that they were reading was entitled When a Canine Goes to Work. How apropos was that? And that book was read to the class. The children's book was authored to explain the role of a canine in policing, and of course the students just love meeting Brody, and they were able to do some demonstrations. Officer Walker, who is his master, I guess, as you say, he is trained with Brody, and he keeps Brody with him at all times, and the kids just had a wonderful time watching the dog engage in some acts to show that this is what a canine can do. And this was his inaugural visit to a school, and I'm sure he'll be coming to many other schools in town in the future. So it's nice to know that we have our own canine, Officer Brody. Okay, and finally, we are having a community cleanup day. So Lyndhurst Parks and Recreation, under the direction of Commissioner John Montillo, will be holding a community cleanup day on Saturday, May 11th, from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So we're looking for volunteers. And volunteers who are going to serve can meet at the Senior Citizen Center, 250 Cleveland Avenue, by 9 a.m. A T-shirt and cap will be given to all the volunteers before the cleanup is begun. Afterwards, as an appreciation, a free lunch will be given at the Senior Center. Equipment will be supplied for the cleanup, as well as bus transportation to and from each location. So you'll meet at the senior building. They'll decide where they're going to send you in groups, and a bus will take you to that location. Now, if you can't make it that day, call the Parks Department at 201-804-2482 to see perhaps there's another way that you would like to help the community. And this is very good. It's important for people to see others out there taking care of cleaning up litter. And I have to say that the town is generally always clean. I mean, whatever happens, you get a very, very windy night. And why it seems in my neighborhood, these windy nights always come on recycling day, or the eve of, rather. So when we get up in the morning, everybody's recycling has blown all over the street. But it's nice everybody gets out there and picks it up. And so, yes, Lyndhurst is, I think, a very clean community. And, of course, we know that when we do take care of our community, it shows that we have pride. So always remember to check around. If you see litter around anywhere, pick it up. If the more people see other people picking up litter, then they'll feel the need or the desire to do it because you're raising people's awareness. But for the most part, as I say, it's really good out there. So congratulations, everybody. You're doing a great job. Okay, and one little piece of information. It may be a little soon. This is for Saturday, May 11th, but I think it's never too soon to get people to get ready for this. Now, some of you know that every year, letter carriers will do a food drive. So that means your letter carrier on your route, your mail person, whomever it may be, will pick up cans of food that you leave outside for them. And they do this across the whole nation, by the way. So this is going to be their annual food drive. It's the second Saturday of May, so that's May 11th. And over the years, they've collected thousands of tons of food for needy families. So it's very simple to do, folks. Just leave a bag of non-perishable food items by your mailbox, and your carrier will get it to their food bank. So give them a help out. And that's right here in Lyndhurst, and that's from Clint Colley, my friend who is a letter carrier here in town, who asked me to let everybody know. So that's May 11th. Mark your calendars and get those cans ready. And other than that, that's about it. It's a short news week. Not much going on. We had a lot going on last month, and I think sometimes people just need a break. There were lots of dinners, lots of events, lots of beefsteaks, and they're all good. And it's so nice to go out and, see your friends and neighbors. And that's what I always try to do with this show. This show is really designed to help people who are new to the town learn about their township, getting to know their neighbors, helping neighbors out, because that's how we build a community. A community is not the roads, it's not the houses, it's not the buildings. A community is, and always will be, it's people. And we form that sense of community by taking pride in our community, helping one another out, being there for one another, and making Lyndhurst the best town that it could possibly be. And I think it's one of the best. So anyway, folks, that's it for this week. Don't forget, coming up in a couple of days will be the interview with Lou Stellato. You definitely don't want to miss that. That'll contain a lot of important information about where the township is headed, hopefully in a good way. And also, as the fire department always asks me to remind you, make sure you check those batteries on your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide detectors, because they save lives. That's important. And other than that, folks, another week's gone by. I'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Enjoy the spring weather that's creeping in slowly. And may God bless you all, and God bless our township.